Welcome to the part 2 of building header section. In this lecture I will be adding CSS to the header section. Let us start adding CSS to header section. This is the style.css file and this is the HTML markup we wrote in the previous lecture, and this was the result of simple HTML markup. It has no CSS right now. We will add CSS in this lecture. In the header section we have header element, then overlay element. Let us start adding CSS to the header section. I will add some comments. There is a header class applied to the header element. Let us add background image to the header element. It will be background image and URL, and inside this URL we will give the URL of the image. This is the way to go back one folder, and this is the way to access images folder, images. Then you can see it is populating, the brackets are populating here, and we need header-pg.jpg. Let us see the result in the browser. Okay, we now have this big background image and it is also repeating itself. Let's add some more CSS to the background image. Background attachment should be fixed. This specify either the background image should scroll or it should be fixed. In our case it should be fixed and it should not repeat, and let us position it so we can see it properly. 50% on the x-axis and 50% on the y-axis. Let us see the result in the browser. Okay, it is fixed and now almost looking good. Let's add some more CSS. The background size should be covered, so it should cover the screen size, and this is the default background size property. We need to add prefixed version of this background property, background size property, which is for Mozilla Moz, and background size should be covered. Let me copy it for the other. The next one is, this is for Opera browser. These are the prefixes, and the third one is WebKit. WebKit includes Chrome and Safari browser. So these are the prefixes for individual browser. Moz for Mozilla Firefox, and O for Opera, and WebKit for Chrome and Safari. And this is the default background size property. Let us see the result in the browser. Okay, now it is looking fine. Moving forward, let us add some CSS to the overlay. Before I add CSS, let me add some CSS to this iPhone image so we can see properly the background image, and it would be, I think, header iPhone, and inside the header iPhone we have image. Yes, header iPhone, and inside that we have an image. The width of this image should be 100% of its parent column. Let us see the result in the browser. Okay, now we can see the background image. Moving forward, Okay, let us add CSS to header overlay, and I will add background color. This is the way to add modern looking overlay: red, green, blue, alpha, and it should be 31 for the red, 31 for the green, and 31 for the blue, and for transparency we will use 0.7. Let me show it to you in a browser how it looks. You see, this is the overlay. Don't worry about the headings. We will make the color of the headings white. Okay, now let us add some CSS to the logo. I think we need some padding, some space at the bottom. Let us add padding bottom of 50 pixel. Now there is a space after the logo. Let us apply CSS to these headings and paragraph, and also to the buttons. I think we have a class wrapper header text. I will copy it and I will apply it here. Header text. Inside the header text we have h1 element. The color for this should be white. So we have an overlay, so it will look fine over a black overlay. And the font size for this should be, let us say, 35 pixel, and font weight should be 300, and the line height should be, let us say, 45. I think 45 will be enough. And we need some we need some padding around it. Let us say padding top of 30 pixel, and I will make the text capital, text transform uppercase. Now it is looking much better. Fine. Let us move forward and add some styling to this paragraph. In the header text wrapper we have a paragraph. I will also keep the color to white as like the heading FFF, and the font size would be, let us say, 17 pixel for now, and the line height should be 28 pixel, and you will need some space. I think we don't need some space. Let us see the result. Okay, looking much better. Yes, looking fine. Let us add the font weight to 300 also. Okay, moving forward, we have buttons. After that, you see these two buttons. Let us apply CSS to these buttons. I think we have class of header btns, yes, btns. Let us apply CSS to these. First, the margin top should be 90 pixel. Let us create some space. This is a space, and margin bottom should be also 50 pixel. It will create a space around this wrapper, and inside that we have a button of download. Let us also add CSS for the focus, active and visited states, and it would be like button focus and let me copy it. The second state is active and the third is, I think, visited. Okay, let us add CSS to this button. This is the class we added, btn download. The background should be transparent, and let us add border color. Border color to 1 to 9 CF and 3, and let us add some padding of top 10 pixel and also padding of bottom 10 pixel, and padding left of 30 pixel. It will create space around it, 30 pixel. Let us say font size for this button should be 19 pixel, and let us make the text to uppercase, transform to uppercase. Okay, let us see the result in the browser. Okay, it is getting shape. Let us add the border radius. Border radius to 3 pixel. Okay, let us add some transition on it. Before I need transition, let me check the result in a browser. Okay, it is not getting the border. Let me see what is the problem in the Chrome Developer Tool. This is the button. Okay, we have a problem. We have some invalid CSS. Let us fix it. Here it is, I think 3. Let me see. Yeah, now it is looking fine. Let us add some transition on this button. Like I will add the prefix WebKit. This is for Chrome and Safari, and transition I will apply all for 1 second. So if there is any CSS, the transition will be applied for 1 second. Let's add for mouse transition, and it will be also all 1 second. Let me copy it for other two. This is for Opera and this is the default. Let us move it to the top. Let us see the result in the browser. Okay, now looking much better. You see, this is the transition of 1 second. When I hover it, there is a change. The color is changing from blue to black. So it is moving, it is changing very slowly and is taking 1 second. So this is called the transition, and I've added prefixes for the other browsers, so it will be applied there too. Okay, moving forward, let us add btn download the hover effect. On the hover effect, I will change the background color to something 129 CF3 and CF3 again. Okay, CF3, and the color should become white. Let us see the result in a browser for this. Now do you see the transition? The background is changing and it is taking the transition. So now looks good. Moving forward towards the take a tour button, and to take a tour button we have a class of BTN tour. Let us also apply the CSS for focus, active and visited. I will replace it with tour button. Okay, let's add CSS to the tour button. The color for this tour button should be A9 ADB0. Okay, and let us add some margin left to create some space from the left button. It should be 20 pixel, and let us apply text transform to uppercase, and the font size should be 19 as same the download button, and I will keep the font weight to 500 because we are not going to add some border, and the background should be transparent. And let us add also these all transition to this button too, also the default one. And let us add the hover effect also to it. On the hover effect I think we only need the color to be changed, and the color should become white. Let us see the result in a browser. Okay, it looks there is some problem. Let me check it. Font size should be 19 pixel, not 19. Okay, I found it. This tag should go inside this anchor element. This was the reason it was not getting the CSS, but now we have BTN tour. Inside the BTN tour we have the font awesome tag. Let us see the result. Okay, now it is looking fine. So in this lecture we have built our header section, and we have this background image. On the right side we have image for the iPhone, and on the left side we have titles and buttons and our logo. In the next lecture I will start building the about us section. So see you.